I usually do videos on rides, especially bikes, but today it's going to be about the watch, and that's because I just got a new watch to expand my collection of one into two watches. So I'm going to give you links below relating to every single watch I'm discussing in this video. The one you see here is the current version of the watch I have owned for the last 50 years. It is a Heuer Formula 1. The one I have looks a little bit different from this, and believe it or not, we bought this with my wife 15 years ago for $500. Not even online, but in a store, which is typically a bit more expensive. And look how well these watches resist inflation. The current version of it is over $1,200. So that's remarkable. And also consider what you're getting. I mean, I've been very happy with this brand. It is a Swiss brand, excellent watch, and I'll show you detailed pictures later on how it looks after 15 years. There isn't a single scratch on the glass, even though I wore it night and day. I used it for snorkeling, for swimming, kayaking, all of that. It's an excellent watch. You compare this to what Rolex is giving you for 10 times as much. Maybe it's giving you a little bit more of a depth. You can see the price here. It's over not 1,200, it's over 12,000. And I'm getting the sense that you're paying the first $1,000, maybe $2,000 on the watch, and the rest of it for the brand. That's what you're paying for getting a Rolex. I mean, is this so superior? It's almost the same thing. It has a little bit of an optical thing with this magnifying glass part, so you can see the date better. I see the date on my watch very, very clearly, so I have really no problem with this. Nice. It's not a bad watch. I just don't see why I would be spending 10 times the money to get this, except if I really want the brand. It's a nice watch. Definitely Rolex is a very sharp brand. Is the resale value going to be all that cool 10 or 15 years from now? Probably a little bit better than the Tag Heuer because they sell fewer watches. It's a much more expensive brand, but I'm not sure if you're going to get much of a lift if you try to sell it as a collector. So the reason I wanted a second watch, and this is the second one I decided to buy, because I wanted a cheap, rugged watch that does not need a battery, is not a diving watch. It's a field watch. It does not have a rubber ring that has to be replaced every 2 or 3 years. And I found something that was pretty cheap. I mean, $100 is really dirt cheap for this. And it has a Japanese movement. It has a Seiko automatic movement. And it comes with various faces and some color variations. I got this one, the one with the green strap and the black background. There's also the black strap. There is some varieties to it. I think the one that looks the best is the green one, the one I got. I wanted the date to be included, and it definitely had to be automatic so that I would not need to worry about batteries or anything. So this is going to be a watch for just everyday use and riding around and do touring and things like that. Now, field watches are a style I really like. You can't really take them to the beach or kayaking, but they are great looking watches. Very simple, straightforward looking designs. So this was the other one that I was considering. This one has not only a Seiko movement, but the whole watch is Japanese made Seiko. It gives you a bit more than just the date. It gives you the name of the day, and it's also automatic. It's actually a more delicate design. You see there's a lot of metal here. It's a bit clunky, to be honest. This is a more innocent, delicate looking design. The one I like the most would be the Hamilton. That's the most elegant of the field watches. People love these watches, but I could have bought 5 of these Chinese watches that I have now for the price of a single Hamilton. But this is a beautiful design, very simple, very elegant, timeless. This is going to look good 50 years from now. It's going to look good 100 years from now. I think Hamilton is an American brand, and I don't know if any of the parts are made anywhere else. It's not a Swiss watch, that's for sure. So I'm going to show you the unpacking video for the one I did get, this Boderry Chinese watch with the Japanese movement. And here is the Chinese Boderry watch. It came in a very elegant container-looking plastic box that took me some time to figure out because it looks like a container and it has the 2 doors in the front, except that you cannot just open those doors like you would an actual container. You have to press on the 2 sides in the front and it opens as a drawer. Everything inside is quite normal. There are no rough edges. You get a user manual, get some warranty information, and there is the watch at the bottom. It has a brushed titanium case, which is much rougher looking than my current quartz watch. But on the other hand, getting something with this less reflective look, I thought would be better for actual field use, like when you're riding a bike and you just want to check the time. You don't want anything too reflective, and that's why I also think that the black face of the watch is a better choice than the white face. Not that I ever had trouble using my diving watch for rides, and I always have, and it's amazing how solid that watch is. There isn't a single noticeable scratch on the crystal. It's really some kind of an enhanced glass. I'm not sure about the Chinese watch as to what the crystal is going to look like 2 years from now, but the watch is so cheap. I mean, it's $100. If you don't like it after a couple of years, just throw it away and get a new one. I wouldn't do that with a Tag Heuer because I don't have $1,200 or $1,300 every couple of years to spend on the watch. So they are 2 watches used for very different purposes. And I have used the Tag Heuer quite extensively for the last 15 years and would prefer to get something cheaper for day-to-day use. And that's why I got this watch. Overall, this strap is not bad. I want it to move away from the metal strap because it can get uncomfortable. But not even the strap, but the way it's attached to me looks a bit clunky with those wire things. So it's not impossible that I might just swap out that strap. And might even get something of a different color, maybe something black or something that's very gray, like something that looks like the rest of the watch. I'm not sure at this point. Many field watches have this kind of khaki color, either the strap or the face of the watch itself is that color. That's what Hamilton likes to do. So it kind of goes with the territory of having a field watch. One thing that surprised me was that the arms were frozen when I opened the box, and as I started moving it around, the arms started moving. So from that little energy that you see here, the second arm started moving, which is pretty amazing. I've never had an automatic watch before, so that was kind of surprising. With the Tag Heuer diving watch, you have to get a new battery professionally installed every 2 or 3 years, and the watch professionally cleaned, and the seal has to be replaced as well. So it's just annoying having to go down to a fancy shop like the Tourneau shop every couple of years and having to go through this, which I hope I'm not going to have to do with any other watch. So you can see that it's a little bit bigger than the Tag Heuer. Here are a few stills I took of the Formula One watch at age 15. You can see that, for example, on the lower right, that arrow, the paint is beginning to crack up. So you can see some age on it, but consider that this is the original case and the original bracelet. Everything is original. The crystal is 15 years old. There's not one scratch on it. The numbers are still painted and they can still be read for the most part. And I think that's amazing. So you do get quality for your money. Would you get more out of a Rolex after 15 years? I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure if you would get more from a Rolex. I love the Swiss watch, that's for sure. But especially now that it has become an antique, I am becoming more and more protective of it. So I don't want to risk it and take it onto the New York City subway train or around or riding. So that's what the Boderry is for. And I hope it's going to work out, but I did not take much of a risk. If it gets trashed or doesn't work, breaks down, whatever, I'll just swap it out. And if I have to go back on the market and get another cheap watch, I'm probably going to get the Seiko. That's it for the current video. Check out the links. I'm providing a link for all of these watches. Maybe you can afford a Rolex or whatever, so feel free to check them out. And I'll be back in a couple of days.